Good morning, students. For the activity that we are about to do, you will need your piece of staff paper. And it looks like this. And we are going to just be doing an activity that uses only the first 2 lines of this staff paper. So if you would, get your staff paper, get a pencil. You can go ahead and put your name in the upper right corner and get ready. And I will show you what we are about to write. There is a song that was also posted today that you know called Are You Sleeping, Brother John? Let's sing that one again and make sure we remember it. For this activity, we'll just sing it in the English words. Are you sleeping, Brother John, Brother John? Morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Our task is going to be to write that down. Write down that tune for musicians who can read to be able to read it. You're going to use just the first 2 lines of your staff paper. I'm going to help you, and I'll show you on this staff board. So just pay attention. Get your pencil ready. One thing that will help us in writing out this tune is that it is repetitive. That means parts of it repeat. The notes, even the words repeat. Right now, we're mainly thinking about the notes, and they do repeat. For example, the first measure goes, are you sleeping? Or rhythmically, ta, 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 ta. And the second measure is the same thing. Are you sleeping? Ta, 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 ta. Okay? So once you write that measure, you then write it again because it repeats, and that happens throughout the song. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is go to the beginning of the first line, and music reads left to right, just like the writing in books is. So you'll start at the upper left corner, the upper left staff line, and the first thing you need is a treble clef, because we are going to be writing our tune in the treble clef, and it takes a little practice to write a treble clef, so do it very lightly with a pencil because you only want really one at the beginning, but we'll practice it a few times. To make a treble clef, make a straight line going up and down, then a little bump up here on the right, and then a curlicue wrapping around that G line, right? And if you paid attention at the other video I posted about the lines and the spaces of the staff, you'll know that that second line up is a G. And the curly part of the clef wraps around that G line. We'll practice it again. Straight line, bump, curlicue. Mine are not beautiful, but that's okay. Yours don't have to be beautiful either. Just try to get it looking pretty close to this. Straight line. Ooh, that wasn't very straight. Bump, curlicue. Okay? So there's your basic idea of what a treble clef needs to look like. You can hit pause and stare at it for a minute if you need to. But when we write our tune, you really only want one of those. So let's go from there. Here's our beginning treble clef. And then we're going to divide this line into measures. The song, Are You Sleeping, Brother John, is 8 measures long. Do your math. If the song is 8 measures long and we have 2 lines of staff we're going to use, how many measures are in each line? 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 lines is 4. So 4 measures in each line. A good way to divide it neatly and make sure you're going to have enough space on the line is to first put a bar line or a measure line like this halfway through. And go ahead and do it on the line below, halfway through. Okay? And you can go ahead and put your bar line at the end of each line. And at the end of the second line, since we know that's going to be the end of the whole song, go ahead and make it a double bar like that. But is this enough measures? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not enough measures. We need to divide them again. So put a bar line between the beginning and the middle, and between the middle and the end of that first staff, and do the same thing in the second line. Now, do we have enough measures for the song? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 measures. We have enough lines now. Okay, enough measures. And you can go ahead and put your treble clef down here because you want one of those at the beginning of each staff. So now your staff paper, the first 2 lines of it, should look like this. And we're not going to go on down the page and write stuff all over the page. We're just using the first 2 lines of staff right now. Now, we are ready to write the first measure. And in the first measure of the song are the notes. Are you sleeping? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 notes going to fit in that first measure. So you have to write your notes kind of close together and small so they'll all fit. The first pitch we want is the middle C pitch. For any of you who've studied piano, you probably know what this looks like. If you don't, that's okay. I will show you. Make a little tiny extra ledger line hanging below the staff. See that little extra line? And put a round note head on that line, meaning the line goes through the note. That's our first note of Are You Sleeping? Now, think about it. Does the tune in pitch go down or up from here? Are you sleeping? Are you? That's 1 step up. So we're going to make our second note head right there, hanging just below the staff. And does it keep going up? Yes. Are you sleep? C, D, E. And E, recorder players know this already, is on that bottom line. So the first 3 notes of the song, are you sleep? But is that the whole measure? No, we still need 1 more note. Does this note go up or back down? Listen. Are you sleeping? We've gone back to the note we started from. So this 4th note in that measure is another C like the first one. And there's the notes of the first measure of Are You Sleeping? Now, we want these notes to be tas, right? Filled in note head and a stem. So we need to add the stem to each note, like this. And notice, I put the stem on the right side of the note head. That's just the way it's done, okay? Just like letters of the alphabet have a certain way you write them, and that's the way you write them, notes are like that too. So the stem should be on the right side, not the left, okay? So the first measure goes, are you sleeping? C, D, E, C. Now, what did we say a minute ago about this song? It's repetitive. The measures repeat. There's 2 of each measure in the song. So guess what? We can write that exact same thing in the second measure because that's how the tune goes. So let's carefully write the same pitches we just used in the same rhythm. That'll be tas. And there you go. So now, so far, we have written, are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? You may click pause if you want to take a close look and make sure you have your first 2 measures correct. Going on. Now we've come to the part that goes, Brother John, Brother John. It starts at a higher pitch than this beginning measure started with. It starts on an E. Now notice the rhythm we want to write this time. It isn't ta, 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 ta. Instead, it is ta, ta, toe, ta, ta, toe. And it sounds like this. Brother John, Brother John. So John, that word comes on a note that's longer. It's a toe. So here's what you write. E, go up a step. F. Now here comes the toe. It's a long note, so don't fill it in. G, Brother John. Remember, repetitive. So copy that again right here. Brother John. And all those notes need a stem also. And the stem still goes up on the right side. So we write this. And look, you've got the whole first line of the song written. Let's sing what we've got so far. We're going to not put the words on here. We're just going to remember the words, but look at the notes. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John. Okay, halfway there. The second line has a little more complicated rhythms in it. In the second line, we have to go, morning bells are ringing. And then repeat that. Morning bells are ringing. Perhaps you notice those notes are faster. If those notes are faster than tas, they must be TTs. And they are. So it goes T, 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 ta, ta. T, 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 ta, ta. Remember that repeats. So if you do this one correct, all you got to do is copy it in the second measure of that line. Okay? Morning bells are ringing. We've gone up a little higher, so the first note's a G. Now these notes, there's a lot of them in one measure. You're going to have to write them smallish and close together. G, A, G, F, E, C. Back to our middle C that we started from. Look at all those notes. 6 notes in one measure. Put them close together so they will fit. And we know that TTs have stems. T, 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 T. But we also know that TTs have a bar connecting them. Let's do that. See how I've done those first 4 notes? T, 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 T. But these last 2 in the measure are not T's. They're back to ta, ta. So just a stem for the E and the C, no bar. So that measure goes G, A, G, F, E, C. Morning bells are ringing. T, 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 ta, ta. Okay? And remember, this tune is repetitive. So just copy this exact measure over here, making sure the notes are close together so they will all fit. G, A, G, F, E, C. T, 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 ta, ta. There's the first 2 T's. There's the next 2 T's. There's the ta, ta. So the beginning of the second line should look like this, and you can click pause if you need to make sure you've got it correct. And then we're up to the last 2 measures in the song Brother John, and they go ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Goes down to a kind of a low note. We'll have to use some extra ledger lines to get there. Also, it's slower and has a long note, a toe at the end of it. Ta, ta, toe, ta, ta, toe. Okay? So the first note in this measure is a C, like we ended on. And it's a ta, so you can fill it in. Then we drop down to a quite low note. Make 2 ledger lines like that. And make this low G hanging below the bottom one. Don't let that line go through it. The G hangs below it. C, G, that G pitch, the ball hangs below the ledger line. Then we come to our toe, our long note. It's a C, so draw a ledger line and make sure you don't fill in the note head because that's a toe, it's a long note. Ding, ding, dong, ta, ta, toe, C, G, C. They all need stems. Let's add them. And the song is repetitive, so therefore you only have to copy this here to have the entire song written. Let's do that. C, low G hanging below that line, and don't fill it in because it's a toe, and that's the last note of the song. Ta, ta, toe. And we've done it. This is the whole song of Are You Sleeping, Brother John? Let's go through it a couple of ways. And while I'm doing that, you can look at yours and compare it to this one and see how close it is. Make sure it's correct. Hope you wrote lightly with a pencil because you can fix things if you need to. Here we go with the lyrics, the words. Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. We could sing it with the rhythm words that we've been doing since you were in kindergarten, tas and toes and TTs. Let's do that. Ta, 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 toe, ta, ta, toe, ti, 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 ta, ta, ti, 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 ta, 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 toe, ta, ta, toe. And this is a good way to practice it if you're a recorder player, especially because you're trying to make sure you know the names of the pitches. We can use the letter names of the pitches to sing it, like this. C, D, E, C, C, D, E, C, E, F, G, E, F, G, G, A, G, F, E, C, G, A, G, F, E, C, C, G, C, C, G, C. So there you have it. This is Are You Sleeping, Brother John, as written on your staff paper. And when you have finished your staff paper, when you started this activity, it looked like this, with nothing written on it. Now, it should look like this. You should have our tune written on the 2 top lines. Notice we have a whole lot more lines, and we can do other things with them later. But for now, this is how your paper should look. Your name should be at the top of it, and you should have 2 lines of staff written out. And again, here's a chance for you to click pause and take a look and make sure your paper looks the way you want it to. Thank you, and have a good day.